What would you do if you were invited to have a drink with your hero?
Whoa, 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 whoa. You turn down a drink with Adam Sandler?
Yeah, the Adam Sandler.
Oh, my
So Adam, this is a gift from me to you. Just giving them 5 seconds of your time.
Run, David, run.
You need to find Adam and actually talk to Adam.
Do you remember me? I worked on Big Daddy, and you invited me in for a drink the night of the Waterboard premiere. I delivered clothing to you.
With us now is David Seth Cohen. And David is interesting. He's a filmmaker, and he's a comic, and he's a few other things. Hey, how are you?
Good. I'm really great, Donna. Thanks so much.
Good to see you again. We met like a couple of decades ago.
Seriously.
So comic, filmmaker, and what's your other thing?
Well, so I'm a filmmaker. I do branded video content for companies, and I'm also a professional photographer.
Oh, now the professional photographer part I didn't realize, but the branded content I did. Now, because I consider you fairly funny, are all your things humorous? Do you infuse humor into your corporate image videos?
It all depends on the client. Some clients want the humor in their videos, and then others want it more serious. An example of that is I do work for the American Heart Association. I've done a bunch of gala and fundraising films for them, and those films, you don't want to make them funny. You want to change the emotion. You want people to feel the heart in the film, and you want to bring out that emotion. So those kind of films aren't funny. It all depends on the client, though. Like I said, some want humor and some don't.
I find humor in the film that you're making, or that you have been making, or that you had made. It's Finding Sandler.
Yes.
All right. So Finding Sandler started when for you?
Oh man. Well, I came up with the concept back in 2006, and that's kind of when we began the whole process.
And we're talking about Adam.
Adam Sandler, yes.
Yes. What was the impetus for this?
So the quick story is in 1998, I worked on the movie Big Daddy. I was a production assistant, and I worked for the costume designer. And the Adam Sandler was always one of my heroes growing up. Being a young Jewish kid, all you ever heard on the radio were Hanukkah songs, and like when he came out with the Hanukkah song, it made you kind of feel cool to be Jewish. So I always kind of respected him for that, and on top of that, the fact that he always works with his friends, and that was something that I always, wanted to do for myself. So I got this job on Big Daddy. I was really excited, and the night of the premiere for The Waterboy, my boss asked me to deliver clothing to Adam's apartment, so stuff that he wanted to wear from the set to this premiere. She also asked me to drop off this girl, Autumn, who was a costume PA in my department. So I took the car and I drove to Adam's apartment building in the middle of Manhattan, double parked the car, told Autumn I'd be right back, went to the building, gave the clothes to the doorman, just like I was instructed, and he said, hey, could you just bring them up to Adam? So I said, okay. So I went up to Adam's floor, knocked on the door. From behind the door, I hear, who is it? What do you want? He started yelling at me like he yells at people in his movies. And all of a sudden, he opens the door with this big smile on his face and invites me to come in and have a drink. And I froze. It was like one of those
Moments.
One of those moments where you don't know what to do, and the angel and devil are kind of popping in. And I ended up telling him, look, I can't stay. I got to go. I got Autumn in the car. I got to drive her home. And I left.
You kind of blew him off, really.
Yeah.
Right.
And I never had the chance to hang out with him again. So fast forward to 2006. I'm a producer at a TV station that we both know, Telecare, now Catholic Faith Network. And I was having these nights where I would just toss and turn in bed thinking, like, what if I stayed and hung out with Adam Sandler? What kind of advice might he have given me? Whatever it would have been to inspire me in some way, or who knows, right? And then I had this dream that I went to California and I went looking for him. And somehow in my dream, I found him. We started walking and talking, and I woke up abruptly. And when I woke up, I felt like it was this sign that I had to do something about it, or I just regret the whole thing for the rest of my life. So at that point, I decided that I was going to make a film, and it was going to be called Finding Sandler. And I was going to go on a quest to try and find Adam and have the drink I passed up in 1998.
And now it's in the Garden State Film Festival.
Yes, 20th anniversary of the Garden State Film Festival. It got accepted about a month or so ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I'm really excited, for it to premiere and for people to see it. And hopefully people enjoy the journey, because that's what it is. Life is a journey. And
Oh, it absolutely is. And I'm laughing because as you're telling this story, my very first book report was on Barbra Streisand. And what was so funny is that I had a dream that I was sitting in an outdoor cafe and I could see the whole thing. It just hasn't happened yet, right? And then a few years ago, I reached out to her people because I wanted to interview her when she played the Barclay, and it didn't happen. And 11 times I'm supposed to have interviewed Billy Joel. He still hasn't been on the show yet. So I have these funny, almost like running stories. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
I hope that eventually you will be finding him again.
Thank you.
Yeah, finding Sandler.
well, funny,
So-
on the topic of Billy Joel, he's
Yes.
actually in my film.
Oh.
I found Billy.
Wait, you found Billy? Okay, I'll
found
trade
Billy.
you Adam for Billy. Yeah, we'll just try to have these playing cards of celebs.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much
nice
for
to
having
meet
me.
you. I can't wait to see your film. Stay tuned for more. If you've got a dream or if you feel like you missed an opportunity, that's okay, because when opportunity knocks, sometimes it does knock again. Stay tuned.